Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone back home, not out here with us in the woods. Thank you all for tuning into the Gobcast, and welcome back once again to episode number 65. I got it right this time, dude. Listen, past few weeks, I don't know how many in a row it's been, I've said the wrong episode number, and I feel guilty, but I'm not going to do it this week. This is episode 65, and we are not in the studio, if you couldn't tell yet. We actually had to pop out, we had to get out of our comfort zone a little bit, because we're linking up with the man himself, a dude I haven't seen in quite a long time, RawOG.
Hello.
How you doing, dude?
How you guys doing?
I got to say before we get into this, I've been really excited for this episode since we started planning this. I have never done any of this like outdoorsy kind of shit we're going to do today. We have a lot kind of in store for everyone to watch, and like this is stuff you just don't get to do in California.
Yeah.
In LA in particular. Like,
yeah, definitely hard to find a creek like this if they even exist.
This is a fucking vibe. Now, for those unfamiliar watching at home, maybe you haven't seen RawOG, I guess correct me any step of the way if I'm wrong, but you are one of the leading OG cannabis content creators on the platform. You're a real, I'd say, an OG weed tuber and one of the last standing OG weed tubers.
I guess it's crazy to think, I guess, yeah.
What, do you not view yourself that way?
It's just time flies by so fast. I just remember when I was a young kid on YouTube watching Custom Grow 420, and I do. I in my heart I know, but it's just like I'm just like everyone else. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to just come to the reality of things or just like let it sink in.
I mean, you have somehow like made it through all the eras of a lot of the other weed tubers channels getting taken down.
Yeah.
You've persevered through all of them. How have you done that?
Honestly, just trying to enjoy the process. Like, you're gonna have your ups and downs and whatnot, but this was it. This is what I was doing, so I didn't really have like a plan B. This is what I wanted to do, and I have to find a way to do this. That's kind of how I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, weed content is very different from making any other type of video, because like you are constantly on an uphill battle against the TOS and the algorithm, and pretty much every step of the way you're fighting something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have you had any issues where like you almost lost your channel or you started getting a lot of strikes, or?
They deleted my channel one time. I don't remember the exact year, but they deleted my channel.
Fully deleted it, like terminated your channel.
It was gone, and I made a second channel, and I think I had maybe one video on there, but it wasn't just me. It was like the YouTube wipeout where they got me.
Yep.
They got Silence Tippy.
Like 2017-ish?
I think around there. They got Strain Central. I believe it was Custom Grow. I don't want to, but it was quite a bit. There was a lot of weed tubers who all got their channels deleted, and randomly, not all of them got them back as far as I'm aware.
A lot of them didn't, dude.
I know mine just randomly came back, no email.
Really?
No, it just
you didn't. Did you reach out to them and try to get it back, or?
I'm trying to remember. I think so. I just remember just panicking and, I got to create this second channel. And also it was a point where the channel was definitely like still going up. So even though they took the channel down, it sucked, but I wasn't worried. Like, I knew that my audience was still looking for me in a sense. So, but it was crazy. They wiped out everyone's channel almost. And then some of them came back with no explanation. And I still to this day don't know what was going on in YouTube headquarters, what they were doing. But I think the people who got their channels back were manually by someone,
Someone at YouTube headquarters realized, like, oh, we're fucking up. Like, there was definitely an unsung hero out there.
For sure, that went in and just started.
Clutched up,
Yeah, but then it makes me wonder, like, what about all the other YouTubers or weed tubers who didn't get their channels back? So.
Yeah, RIP all the fallen soldiers, dude. We lost a lot of weed tubers back in the day, to kind of pave the way to where we're at now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got to be a surreal feeling for you to still be standing at this point.
Yeah, and it's evolved a lot. The content, like when I first got into weed content, it was all one takes, and it was just set up your camera, different types of challenges, and that's all that really existed.
You wouldn't even make a thumbnail. You just pick a screen from the video,
Exactly. Try and the coolest or like the best.
Whichever one had the most smoke or the biggest blunt in it.
Exactly.
That's the thumbnail.
And
So, obviously, before we really dive into it, first off, I had to give you your flowers for still standing in the WeedTube scene, because that's commendable for sure.
Yeah,
you definitely, I think there's an element to it, whether you realize it or not. Like, there's a skill to avoiding getting in trouble with weed content.
Yeah.
It takes like a knowledge of the platform and like of the content to avoid that. And I noticed too, a lot of your videos where you smoke also don't get age restricted.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like, what is your like?
Dude, I've tried so hard to figure it out. I've done weird things. If anyone who's watching this, who's watched my content, you've seen me do the weird things where I'm like, all right, we're taking a quick commercial break, and I like turn around and like,
yeah.
I've tried to do weird workarounds, and like maybe one video I upload and it works. And then the next one I upload and it doesn't. And let me tell you, there's no consistency. I'll have one video that I'll upload that is literally me smoking out of a bong the entire video. I have one video right now that's at like 500,000 views I uploaded not too long ago.
Yep.
And it's the time bomb video where I'm smoking a joint.
I saw that.
It's the whole video is me smoking out of a bong. That one, for whatever reason, not age restricted. But then you'll have videos where I'll turn around and intentionally try and not show the smoke, and it will still get age restricted. So to tell you, I have no idea. There's no consistency. Some videos just won't, and I'm happy when they don't.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that I'm trying to show them to children, but now the video is actually going to get out there. You know, it's actually going to get in the algorithm, because other than that, sometimes, it doesn't even get into the subscription feed.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems that's what people comment, like, oh, I don't even see
it
your
for sure
videos.
doesn't. Even when it's not age restricted, a lot of the time it still will get, shadow banned or restricted in its own way. And what really sucks about that is kind of like you just said, the videos that actually make it through get 500,000 views, bro. They get a ton of views.
Yeah.
And people love it. And you can so clearly see that, like, people want more of that content. People are dying for it. Similarly to you, I had a video, I titled it 21 grams later, and we put 21 grams in a joint. And somehow it didn't get restricted. And it got
slipped through.
Once again, it got similar to you. It got like 600,000 views, something like that, a crazy amount. All the comments, Goblin, why don't you make more content like this? And it's like, because that video was 1 in a million.
Yeah.
The other 999,000 of those videos that you and I make don't hit the algorithm like that.
For sure.
And it's stressful, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes I think a video is going to do really well, and the algorithm just... And maybe people aren't enjoying it as much. Maybe I'm just what I think people aren't going to enjoy. There's definitely a part of that. But then there's also some times where I know a video is a banger, and the algorithm is just, not pushing it out. And it just has to do, I think, with the age restriction. That's like the main thing. With the age restricted, it's just a lot harder for that video to get shown and recommended on the home page, even the subscription feed.
Yep.
It's just a lot harder.
Yeah, I mean, how do you handle, like, being a full-time weed creator when you don't have ad revenue and like YouTube's constantly restricting your content? Like, that's got to stress you the fuck out, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning it definitely did, but over the years, you find ways, and that's with brand deals, I'm sure, you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
I learned that the hard way, for sure.
You need to like try and, I have High Spirit. I haven't been as active with that company right now, but I still have stuff coming in the future, but it's mainly you have to work out brand deals, but you have to do it with the right companies as well, because as I'm sure your email every single day. How many emails do you get a day?
I get a lot of stupid shit, dude.
Yeah,
a lot of dumb ass shit. I got like, oh God. Have you been getting the AI horny chatbots emails?
In the email? No, not in the email. On the comments, where they literally will comment the second the video is posted. Do you get those?
No, well, yeah, but I mean, like, the like AI chatbots where it's like your fake AI girlfriend. There's like apps for those. Do you ever get offers to promote those? Dude, I get hit up. There's one called fucking, I'm not even going to say the name, dude, because it's probably going to get us restricted immediately. It's very horny. But it's like this AI girlfriend app where you can like sext with it and stuff. And like they hit me up probably every week, dude. And they're like, hey, we want to book a fucking video. And it's like, I can't promote that on good conscience.
Like, hey guys, I got this new thing to show you guys. Like, how do they imagine that would integrate into your video?
In the middle of like a story video that I make, she's like, let's take a minute here to talk about my AI girlfriend. She generates pictures of her asshole every night. Like, that's not gonna It's not gonna fly.
Your comment section would probably be like, all right, Goblin. Like,
I think they might be happy for me. I think they'd be like, wow, get the bag, you know?
maybe, who knows?
But
Yeah.
it's just like morally, I can't promote that, dude. Like, I know deep down there's like some high school kids watching my content that would see that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to promote that degenerate type of...
Do you ever get any like super sleazy offers like that in your email?
Maybe, and maybe my filter when I'm just looking at emails, I'm just skipping past it. But most of it, a lot of it, is just lots of different weed companies. And sometimes I'll open the email, check out the company. It's like, I can't... Stop emailing me and get your product figured out before you're trying to email me, trying to get me to promote it. Because a lot of times, it just looks like shit.
Yeah.
Just being honest, you know? So back to your question, it like, you got to weed out at least when it comes to brand deals, all the companies that just have product that aren't good, because you don't want to promote something that, you know, your audience isn't going to use. If I won't use it, then probably everyone else who watches my content probably won't either, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I try and look at it. If I enjoy this stuff, or if I enjoy a product and I think that other people might, then yeah, for sure, I'll promote it. And that's definitely really helped keep everything alive, just doing brand deals and stuff like that. And you just can't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Have you ever considered like making your own brand of any sort? In terms of like a product or something?
As far as well, I have High Spirit, which is a clothing brand, but
okay.
As far as like its own product, I've thought about it, but I just haven't, like, you know, it's a lot of, you know, I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but I've thought about things here and there. I've never thought of anything, just being honest. I haven't thought of anything revolutionary or something that I could add to the market that would actually be beneficial. But as far as like smoking products and stuff like that.
I think at the end of the day, you don't have to revolutionize things to have a product. I think you just have to have a good value proposition, you know? Like,
Right.
you don't have to change the game to sell, you know, glass or sell, you know, weed or like whatever kind of product you make. I think you just like, you got to be doing your customers good, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess I was just thinking along the lines of like creating a new type of products. But
would you want to make like a weed brand if you could, hypothetically?
like a weed brand that sells like weed products, or
Let's say like my brand, Only Gas. Would you want to like make a THCA brand?
for
one day?
sure, 100%. But for me, it's really hard to find. I've actually tried to do that a little bit without like spilling too much of the beans, but a lot of times it's hard for me to find something that is unique and also really, you know, good. Not to say that there's not good stuff out there,
For sure.
but I'm really picky, you know, with what I want to promote. So that's definitely a process there. I remember well, actually, it was when you visited. We went to Eric's old apartment. I know he just moved, but
Yeah.
that place seemed all right as
Yeah.
far as like.
Was it the one in Hollywood or was it?
I think it was in Hollywood, close to that ramen place.
Yeah, that was in Hollywood.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention this dude. So when we first met and we went to, I just feel like I have to say this, whether it's on recording or not. Do you remember we went to that really expensive restaurant?
No, honestly.
I know you guys got kind of wasted. So it was I don't remember the name, but you had to like walk down the stairs, and it was like.
Was it like an escalator type stairs? Like it was like on the second story of a mall? Almost?
Dude, I wish I remember the name, but
Because if so, I know exactly where you're talking about.
and it's like, I think it's Japanese or something.
Was it like K-barbecue style or like where we make
No, they don't make it. I wish I could remember, but what I was gonna say is, this was right after the Sovereignty event. I was like, yo, let's go get some food.
Oh my God! Now the Sav event brought it
and then
back.
Eric also brought like one of his friends, like this one girl. But dude, so when we went, I didn't expect us to go to this expensive place. At this time, I was like super broke. I was like barely able to go out there, and it was the dude who also was like, what's his? I just said his name. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's okay. We don't like him here, so it's okay.
Well, it came to when we were gonna pay the bill and I was ready to just like, you know, do my portion. And then fucking Eric or someone goes, let's do fucking card roulette. Dude, and the bill was like no, I awkwardly just sat back and didn't put my card in the thing because I couldn't, and I felt really bad after the fucking whoever paid for it because I didn't know that's how you guys were doing it. So I just want to say sorry for that because
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And also, like, you were our guest, so like I don't think anyone cared.
Yeah,
you know?
No, because I just remember after the sovereignty event, we wanted to go out to eat, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, we'll go somewhere. And I'm thinking like, hell yeah, I can cover myself. I got.
Well, I appreciate that you cared so much about that. I don't think it's okay though.
I just
you know?
like I don't know. It was like my first time meeting you, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't want, like, I'm really not like the type of like freeloader, so it just kind of like bothered me. I didn't say anything in the moment.
I've you going out to dinner is the same way as like,
I was super like, not super, but I just did not have the money to pay for that at the time.
No,
so
I get,
like,
dude, LA is fucked up. Dude,
Yeah.
LA's the only place where you can go out to like a normal dinner with a few people and it's $1,000.
Yeah,
know?
it was
Like,
over 1,000. I remember the bill, and I was like, "Fuck, dude."
I mean, knowing the kind of places, I don't remember exactly this night, but knowing the kind of places that like, you know, me and like my friends go to in LA, it couldn't have been anything super fancy, exquisite. It was probably just a lot of people there, right?
It was me, you, that one dude, Eric, and then his like some girl.
I mean, dude, yeah, that sounds about right. Me and my girl go to like a Mexican restaurant, and all we get is enchiladas, and it's $100 for two people.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's just LA.
But also, there was lots of rounds of alcohol.
That'll do it.
That'll
do it.
Lots of appetizers, and I remember I was
sounds about right.
sitting there, I was like, shit. I was like sitting there like these guys.
Well,
but yeah.
You know, it's card roulette was something that at the time we played, and now the economy's gotten worse, and we don't play that anymore.
Yeah. Dude.
That was the era where all the THCA companies had a lot of money.
I think
so. It's time to play card roulette.
I think it was the guy who ended up having to pay for it. You said you didn't like, and he just put it on the like business. Like, well, this will just be a business expense if I.
Good.
I hope I'm not saying too much.
Say plenty, dude. Say plenty. Say whatever you want. I don't give a damn, dude. We don't. I don't go on anymore. I don't do anything with them. No disrespect to them, dude. Best of luck to them.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, that's totally fine, dude. But that's, I remember it now that you bring it up. I just vaguely remember. I must have been sloshed that day.
You didn't seem like it to me. I think you were like.
I hold my liquor pretty well,
yeah,
man.
I think
I'm not
so.
gonna lie. I mean, I'm pretty drunk right now.
Yeah.
But
so
like,
no, you were.
I'm like
maybe acting a little more drunk.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, rolling again. Yeah. That I just remember. I must have gotten drunk as fuck at that dinner that we had because I really I vividly remember the Pine Park episode we did. I remember like when we linked up and like chatted on the pod and stuff.
I think that was the next morning because I spent the night at Eric's house in my.
I remember chilling with you outside of Pine Park.
And I woke up in that same outfit and then wore that same because I just went to sleep in my jeans.
Fuck it, man.
And like I was wearing this all black fit I had like black jeans, a black shirt, a black plaid.
Yeah.
And like I just like fell asleep on his couch wearing that. And then the next morning fucking we woke up and just went to go do the podcast and like yeah, that's how that happened. So I believe it was the night before when we did the dinner.
Damn,
yeah. The day before was the sovereignty event.
That makes sense then. You know what?